Today on Key Moments, we're talking about episode 2 of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, okay, Nano, nice intro. Kept it pretty simple for that one.
Listen,
I know people are looking forward to another podcast hosted by two white guys, so here we are again.
Hey man,
we're talking about Dragon Ball.
I identify as a Native American most times, okay?
That is true, actually.
Hey, listen, I'm registered, and a lot of my like actual grandparents and all that, you look at like photos of them, like it looks like very, very typical what you'd see like in a textbook, like Native American. It's crazy, especially my aunt. Well, my great aunt. Let me be clear. But anyways, Doto, we're here. We're talking.
We are
episode
back.
2.
And we're saying episode 2. Let's be honest. We both thought this was going to be episode 1. It's just this is, in case people don't know, this is where Raditz makes his debut and finally talks to his brother. That was a real emotional episode.
So I'll be 100, and we said this in episode 1. Definitely didn't remember exactly how this played out. I remembered Raditz just demolishing Goku, but I didn't remember it only being one singular like knee to the kidneys type situation. So
no, they didn't really fight. It was quick.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a fight, which of course you like that because that shows like just how crazy Raditz is as a character.
Yeah, I feel like it's gotten a little amped up. I don't think Raditz is, the strongest character to ever exist, and he just happened to get tag teamed. But the show got to put a little respect on Raditz's name, and they was doing that in episode 2. Although I really do feel like this could have just been episode 1. I know we both thought it was, but this could have been episode 1 if they wanted to.
I think, and we're gonna dive down into, of course, the layers of the episode. These are just our like initial thoughts. But I think what I'm starting to remember now, or starting to realize, is that in my head canon of Dragon Ball Z. I definitely do. I want to point this out really quick. I do remember Farmer with a Shotgun. The internet wouldn't even let you forget Farmer with a Shotgun, even if you wanted to.
And yeah.
So in my head canon, and we talked about this in episode 1, like I thought episode 1 was everything that happened in episode 1 and everything that happened in episode 2.
Yeah.
So
I guess I just thought it all happened so much faster.
Yes.
Who could have really predicted that episode 1 would have been 20 minutes of Gohan wandering around a forest? Like I forgot about all that.
And so that's where I'm getting with this, is that I think what I'm going to realize as we're watching this back is how much of a slow burn a lot of these moments are. And I get that I can realize that when I'm talking to people, especially as I've talked to people as I've gotten older that are watching Z for the first time, but I don't remember it in that way. Like I remember it being like action packed and like, oh my God. And like, I think we are now after episode 2 going to be getting into that like very slow burn build up to what we're both anticipating, which is Piccolo and Goku versus Raditz.
Yeah, and then after that, it's going to be an even slower. But that's what my big worry is like after that, because I know when I was playing Kakarot. You played Kakarot now. Let me relate to you. When I played Kakarot, as soon as I got to the part where Piccolo was training Gohan, I was like, oh brother, I'm going to be here for 6 weeks.
And dude, and they made sure that I do feel, and it's crazy that Kakarot is 3.5 years old, but like I remember that part taking quite a while to get through, even in the game. Like you're running around as Gohan, I feel like for a pretty long time. Like,
I feel like I was killing deer. I don't remember if that's exactly what happens, but I feel like the mission.
You weren't killing them; you were capturing them. You capture them. You like catch them.
Yeah, capture them.
Yeah, you catch them. I'm sure later you probably do cook them and all.
I was gonna say, how long is it catch until kill? Because I don't think Piccolo and Gohan were practicing catch and release hunting. They definitely. I mean, I could see a buck like what are they called? The little like stuffed like deer heads on the wall. Like I could see Gohan having one of those for like science.
For science, yeah, totally. Man, yeah, you're giving me a throwback. I forgot about that. When I was doing my playthrough, I actually did not make that an episode. I like recapped that. I remember seeing like Dino and Dion like making like dedicated videos for that, and I think Dino gave me a hard time for not making that, and I was like, bro, like no, nobody wants to see that as
Bro, I know I did make it an episode, even though you're right, it's boring. I did make it an episode, and I remember that because I have my thumbnail is Gohan eating an apple. That's how exciting the video was, that my thumbnail was Gohan eating an apple.
Oh my gosh. Wait, Doto, hang on. You have a Kakarot playthrough on your channel, but you haven't finished the game.
No, I just have episode 1 because I got bored, bro.
Doto,
I don't like reading.
Me, man.
The game looks good, I admit, but it's just I don't like reading, man.
Bro,
it's
and especially with the new hype, 23rd World Tournament DLC, you're not coming back?
Shut up. Hey, I mean, that is the most exciting. That is the most exciting part of Dragon Ball. I'm getting dogpiled, man. But damn, I don't know. That episode was boring. I assume that those episodes with Gohan eating apples is going to be pretty boring. But who knows? Maybe there's some exciting stuff in there, which is what I'm excited for.
When you said that episode was boring, you were
I guess I was
Kakarot still. Or
I guess I was talking. No, not this episode. Kakarot.
I enjoyed this episode a lot.
I guess I meant that episode of my Kakarot playthrough, even though my Kakarot playthrough is one episode.
Yeah, I did a crazy jump. I think I went from for me on my Kakarot playthrough. I probably will be past this, but I just want to note this. I jumped from if I remember right, I jumped from intro to obviously Vegeta v Goku, and then from that the next episode was him going Super Saiyan. I recapped like 10 hours of gameplay for people at the beginning to get to the Super Saiyan versus Frieza fight. Like,
damn, bro, skipped everything.
Yeah, dude, that was what if I remember right, that's what Ryan like really criticized me on, is like, bro skipped everything. And like I did. No joke, the intro for that video that I'm referring to like took me 5 to 6 hours just to edit down and get it the way I wanted to. Like, I recapped so many hours of footage in like 3 minutes. It was insane, dude.
I mean, I guess like, damn, Saiyan Saga hate, bro. I thought Vegeta versus Goku Beam Clash good enough for me. Like, that's still a good episode.
Oh, I did that. No, I did that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I did my intro. Like, oh, we're playing Kakarot. Then I jumped to Vegeta versus Goku. Oh, cool. It's Vegeta versus Goku. And then from there, I immediately went from Vegeta versus Goku into Legendary Super Saiyan Goku.
Okay. Damn, skipped all of the build up to Namek?
Yeah, Namek. Well, the episode actually starts before he goes Super Saiyan. But yeah. I just recapped a lot. Anyway, that's here nor there. Everybody needs to tell Doto that he needs to do a Kakarot play. He's playing all these old Dragon Ball games. Well, Kakarot's now 3.5 years old. It's time to play that one.
And once it hits the 4-year mark, then it's a retro game, and then I can play it.
You're not wrong. Dude,
speaking of 4 years, Nano, did you know that in the beginning of episode 2, Reunions, speaking of which, the episode title, it's a great title. It's called Reunions. I'm not even joking anymore. I just clicked this together. It's called Reunions because Goku reunites with his old friends, Bulma, Krillin, Roshi, but Raditz reunites with his brother. It's a double title. I like the title now. I just clicked for it.
I didn't, because when that came on screen, my brain thought Reunion is in Raditz with Goku.
Yeah, but it was Goku with his friends as well.
Yes, because I didn't realize this. They hadn't seen each other in a long time. They didn't even know who Gohan was.
I know, and that's what that's why my brain started, because I was making the 4-year joke. I was gonna segue back into the podcast and say, did you know it had been 5 years? Bulma and after 5 years, Bulma invited like all the friends to the lookout, except for Yamcha. I guess Yamcha cheated on him, but I don't think so. Yamcha's afraid of women. I don't think he would do that. I don't remember if that's canon. Did Yamcha hang out with another woman? Bulma says so. Find out next time. Hopefully in episode 3 we'll have an update for you.
Surely we'll see. Yeah, surely they're going to show us that, right? Or like, they don't just leave that hanging, do they?
I guess, I don't know. We just have to take Bulma's word for it. But Yamcha's petrified of women.
How long do you think
he's just like me for real
until we actually see Yamcha? Like, you think Yamcha is premiering in episode 3? I think it's gonna be closer to like 5.
Hell
6?
No, hell no. He is not premiering in episode 3. I think he only kicks in like after Goku probably dies. Like, Yamcha shows up and he's like training. That makes sense.
We see Yamcha until after Goku is dead.
Yeah, no shot we see Yamcha until after Goku's dead. I think the next time we'll see him is when they're all training together with Kami.
Imagine somebody finds this podcast and is watching Z for the first time, and we're like,
and I just spoiled it.
We're spoiling the hell out of them. They're like, because I just talked about Kakarot all the way up until Frieza Saga. They're like, who the hell's Frieza? What the hell is a Super Saiyan?
The thing with Dragon Ball though is beyond, maybe you don't share this story, but the thing with Dragon Ball is watching it as an American kid, it was a fun experience because there was stuff that you saw. It was like Aaron in Pass, bro. it was like I could see. Well, now I'm getting spoiled. Bro, I basically though, like I knew Super Saiyan was a thing because of either the intro or like online, like you could see it, or friends on the playground like, did you know there's a Super Saiyan 2? And I was like, shut up. There is not, bro. There isn't. But then you would like see footage of it online, and then it would like happen in the show, and it would like recontextualize it. That's how it works for me. So basically, we're just giving people that experience.
Yeah, well, because for me, which I am a little older than you, Dotto, but for me, like, I was growing up when the internet was just really starting to like become a thing, like with forums and all of that. And I remember going on the internet and seeing like a Super Saiyan Goku, you know, before that it actually aired, if I remember right. And I was like, what is that? You know, like,
you said that is lame.
I know, I probably did not say it like that, but it definitely was what you're saying. And I guess the other thing too, if you're searching out a Dragon Ball Z podcast, you know, or you're watching us, even if you haven't watched all of Z, you're aware that he's going to go Super Saiyan. You're aware of
he's aware. They're aware of a lot of this, but again, I think the fun part is going to be the stuff that everybody forgets. Like, I do not know what happens when they start training, or when Gohan goes for apples for the fourth time.
Like in this episode, I didn't realize that they hadn't seen each other in 4.5 years, because guess what? Gohan's 4 years old in this episode, and they're like, "Who's that?" And Goku's like, "I had a kid." Like, what? Wait, you guys haven't seen each other in 4.5 years? Like, okay, reunions.
Oh, yeah, reunions. The episode. Also, I was going through the DB wiki here. Just it acts like our notes in case people are judging us. We're just lazy, and the DB wiki's right there, and they have trivia and stuff. So why would we not do it?
To the Dragon Ball wiki.
Dragon Ball wiki, huge fans. I wonder if there was a difference in the English and Japanese, because a little bit of drama here. It says that Bulma was upset with Yamcha and told Master Roshi and Krillin that like she was done with him because he didn't show up. In the English dub we watch, specifically stated Yamcha cheated, and Bulma didn't even tell him that they were all getting together because of it.
Why are you bringing this up? Because we're already
language differences. I know. I want them to know we're watching the English dub. And Nano, let them know about our choice in music.
Yeah, no, we definitely. So here's the thing. So episode 1 we watched pretty like standard. We just watched it in English, but with the Japanese OST. But for episode 2, because I realized that we didn't select that and it auto selects the Japanese OST, I selected the original Falconer dub, because that's the way we experienced it, and that's the way I want to re-experience it.
And that's the way I like it. I'll say it on record. I prefer it.
Oh, I prefer it too. Like, I was 100%, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but there are just too many moments that I've now seen the original way for me and you, which is with Falconer, and then the original way with the Japanese, and I'm like, it just doesn't hit the same. Like, I can appreciate it for what it was, because I wouldn't even have my Falconer OST if that wouldn't have done its thing. But now that I've seen what you can do with like some of these moments,
I've seen what you can do.
Like, dude, like one of the ones, it's a super easy one to always grab at, but Super Saiyan 3, that just does not hit the same when you watch it without the Super Saiyan 3 theme. Like, straight up, that's just not, you know, like those are just like some of the more pinnacle ones. But just even the going to the island, like you and I, again, you guys can watch our reaction to this episode by clicking the link down below and going over to our Patreon and supporting us over there. But like, our reaction to that was, you know, the island vibes. That's not going to be the OST we would have heard with the original Japanese OST. You know, it's stuff like that is just I don't know. And
I, for one, when we get to the Cell Saga, I want to hear
yes, oh my god,
that's what I want, bro.
Yeah, there's so many things that just I don't think would hit the same for me now. And again, it's different based on how you originally watched it, because if you originally watched it with Japanese OST, you might watch it with the Falconer and go, ugh, this is, you know, and that same reaction we would have the opposite way. So anywho, yes, that's how we are watching it, and yes, you can watch us watch that. The whole point of this is that you can rewatch the episode with us. You can go over there and experience the episodes if you want to do the rewatch with us. Our experience is over there, patreon.com, link in the description of this. Or I don't know how it works if you're listening to us on Spotify and Apple and all of that, but I'm sure you can find us somewhere.
Yeah, now I feel like we can get more into the episode. I feel like we're trying to hit our stride with this podcast. A little chit chat here, a little off topic stuff, then the episode. You know, it's a layered podcast. It's not all just about the single episode, but Speaking of which, we only did one episode for this. I know in episode 1 we said we might add some more. We've decided we probably are going to add some more after this one, because this one still feels like the beginning in a way. But I guess we're still trying to find our footing. How do you want to do it? You just want to walk through the episode first, or you want to give me your overall thoughts?
For lunch today, man?
Aim, you want more chit chat? I'm going to go with Miller's Ale House, by the way. This is a real thing. And if you're in Florida, you know what Miller's Ale House is. It is like bar food, but they have this thing called the Mountain Melt. Really good. It's basically chicken tenders.
I'm not familiar. Maybe I can come down and visit sometime, and you can take me there.
You should. We should go on. We should do a little. You know what? If you come down to Florida, we'll record just for the Patreon. Me and you going to Universal Adventure video.
Wait.
Actually, we might upload that. But Patreon will get like a little benefit. Patreon might get some like extra content.
We'll do some behind the scenes for Patreon. So I just want to note that we're recording this under a decent time crunch on both sides. So my lunch is not going to be that at all. My lunch is going to be like whatever I can find before we have to leave, because I'm taking my wife to an Ed Sheeran concert this weekend, and we have to like bounce because we're going to stay overnight and have a good time. We're watching Guardians this weekend. I'm pretty excited about seeing Guardians 3.
Bro's having a weekend.
Dude, I am having a weekend. I am this also is this is dating this a little bit, but who cares? You got listen.
Yes, sadly, no weekend up from Raditz this episode. No double Sunday.
Man, no double Sunday. Okay, so here we are. We're into reunions. It's reunion time, and I want to be honest. The opening into this went crazy. Like, they are really playing into Raditz is like, you've never seen anything like this. Like, you watch Dragon Ball, who cares about Red Ribbon Army? Look at this dude. He's flying through a thunderstorm. Like, they were so dramatic with his, like...
he did fly through, like, it's a beautiful, bright, sunny island day, but for some reason, Raditz found the one storm cloud to fly through while he was talking about his evil plans.
Sick too.
It did look pretty good. I thought you were going to talk about, let me jump ahead a little bit. I thought you were going to talk about the sheer fact, Roshi in the English dub, like, as, like, Goku detects Raditz flying in, bro says, I smell death in the air.
That was cool. That went
Who is
crazy,
Roshi saying that for other than Raditz? Bro is him.
I genuinely, and this is going to be interesting as we go forward and watch more of the show, I just don't remember them ever making such like a crazy statement about any of the other big baddies in this series.
Just, I smell death in the air.
Like, that is a crazy statement to make. Like I would be curious as to what they said in Japanese. Like what do they translate from that? Because like were they hyping up like Raditz the same way over there too? Because
I don't know. Now I'm wondering that, and I want to know. I actually am in the bro. I'm about the tea, bro. The drama. I want to know what happened with Yamcha and Bulma. Yes, clearly actually, there might be a language difference here,
man. So if you're telling me that the difference over there, so for us watching the English dub, they made it sound like Yamcha was like cheating, or not cheating, but like he went out with another girl. But then on the Japanese dub, he stood her up. Who stands Bulma up, bro?
Bro, apparently Yamcha.
I can tell you right now, officially, I would never stand Bulma up. Bulma briefs, bro. No way.
Bro, I would. But that's just because I see myself as Yamcha. Bro's got to worry about himself. He's too big. Look after himself. He's actually the first Sigma male. He was, bro loves American Psycho.
Man, oh my gosh, bro. I don't like that you just said that because then what is that saying about Vegeta? And I've been seeing some Vegeta slander on my Twitter timeline. You know, I've seen some Vegeta praise too, but the new switch up on the algorithm on Twitter just be showing me all it knows that I'm in the Dragon Ball sphere, and I'm seeing all kinds of stuff about Dragon Ball, and I'm like, I just don't want to see this, man. Like, but you saying that now, because Vegeta, as much of a Chad as he is in a lot of moments, he wasn't Yamcha level Chad, I guess, was he?
No, he wasn't. In fact, Yamcha kind of pulled people say Vegeta took like Bulma from Yamcha, but let's be honest, Yamcha basically got what he needed from Bulma. Like, he was done. Like, Yamcha's him now. Sadly, it's not that way in Super, but let's just pretend like it didn't work out that way. In this episode, as of episode 2, Yamcha is a playboy. And also, pretty much, we're talking a lot about this, but that's because when they're hanging out, like, Goku's just having fun. I think the only funny thing that we didn't talk about within this brief period of time in episode 2 is Raditz makes a claim like he's following Goku's power level, like he's fast, he's getting away, but really Goku is just like on Nimbus, like vibing with Gohan.
Yeah,
and I just made the joke like, damn, bro's like a master of evasive maneuvers, like that Avatar episode.
Man, Avatar.
But other than that, Other than that, really not all too much, other than I guess maybe the fact that we both didn't remember that Goku has still, as a grown man, has no idea that the tail on Gohan is a very dangerous thing.
I think that was something that was like killing me. And maybe, is this why people like, a lot of people very, very much so generalize Goku. And I'm not saying he doesn't do stupid things later on and in Super and stuff. He's just a very carefree person. But like this episode very specifically, I think, talks to a lot of people that want to call like Goku like a very stupid like MC, because he was really playing into the like I didn't know that. Like,
also, but to be fair though, his friends should tell. Like, I get not when he was a kid. Like, I don't want to tell a kid that he's the reason his grandpa's dead. But he's a grown man now with a family, and his child is an active threat. Like, one of his friends should tell him that.
Threat. Oh my gosh, I guess that's true. You're not wrong.
It's true.
Actually.
The only reason Chi-Chi, Goku, and Gohan and are not dead is because they go to bed early. That's the canon reason that they got away with that. Like, somebody tell Goku what's happening.
That is I didn't really think about that, but yeah, like literally Chi-Chi is Goku'd be fine, but Chi-Chi's literally over here at risk. Like Goku. Actually, this is a good power scaling question, but if Gohan transformed into a great ape, would Goku be fine? He might, like, don't get me wrong, if it happened in the actual show, yes, he would find a way to be fine. But like, if we're just talking like power scaling, like no writing right
protection,
now in episode 2, probably
like,
not. Actually,
if Gohan got his little grubby hands on him, he might be getting Vegeta squished a little early, bro. Let me know in the comments. Actually, this is I was wondering this while we were watching. I was like, would he be okay? Chi-Chi's getting stomped out. I don't think Chi-Chi's gonna be all right.
Well, it depends. If she gets surprise attack, yes, but I think if she, I mean, Chi-Chi,
she might be able to run. The thing is, she would definitely be able to run. Like, Gohan would just be an ape. Like, he'd be confused.
Yeah,
he wouldn't go after.
She'd be able
her.
to like maneuver like through the trees, and like she'd be okay if she had heads up. Like, this is just like they're out, you know, they're doing some s'mores at the night fire camp, you know. And all of a sudden,
damn, that would be worst s'more night in history. Damn, unfortunate night for s'mores.
Listen, I'm trying to set up the scenario here, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like look at how pretty the moon is tonight. And then Gohan looks, and none of them have any idea. And all of a sudden, he starts just like, they can make that a horror episode, bro. Like, they can. That's really...
a good. Honestly, we talked about what ifs before we started watching the episode. That's a good what if. Is like, what if they went out for s'mores and Gohan looked up at the moon? Like, if Chi-Chi's goal was to run, she's out of there. If her goal was to try to fight and calm down Gohan, I think she's getting swept, low difficulty. Goku would stand a better chance, but if he gets grabbed, I'm still putting money on the great ape, I guess. Like, man, he getting crushed.
You're definitely probably right on that. I don't know that Goku here in episode 2 could handle like a great ape Gohan.
Because I remember, like, I think Gohan puts up a fight against Vegeta in the great ape until Vegeta like Destructo discs his tail off. I think. Again, we'll have to see that episode, but
yeah, well, yeah, we'll have to. That's a future episode, Doto. In a future episode,
we're talking a lot about the future. I feel like we're getting into our stride now. Yeah, but basically, after that, Raditz does land. He after the smells like death in the air comment, Raditz does land. Nothing much really happens. I would say the thing I took from this is Raditz. I still think that for Raditz, he's a pretty nice brother in terms of Saiyans. What's your take on that?
Yeah, no, I like after watching this episode and again remembering it moving much faster, but Raditz like actually sits there, lets them have their whole conversation, talks about like you know,
go ahead,
the Tell situation, you know, discusses why he's here and why, you know, he needs to go with them. Yeah, I think all things considered, Raditz he's pretty tame, like, honestly. For
he's
like
pretty tame,
like big baddie.
I will say though, I think the worst piece of writing probably in all of Dragon Ball Z happens in this episode, at least in the English, that when Raditz makes it too specific, because he shows up and obviously I'm going to make him a little nicer, but in terms of Saiyan speak, this is basically what he said. He said, "Hey, little bro, I'm here to pick you up. Why haven't you done your job? Like, why haven't you killed these people?" Goku goes, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Wait a second. Have you ever hit your head?" What are you talking about? Raditz made it sound like if Saiyans hit their head, they always turn into great people.
Yeah, I mean, this
like, no, my brother's suffering from great people disease. He must have hit his head. Like, dude, it was too specific.
It's so specific. Like, there's so many other ways to say that than not just be like
they could have made it an actual joke. Like, Raditz could have said, like, are you stupid? Did you hit your head? Like, that would have been better than like, wait a minute. Did you hit your head as a baby? Like, that's too crazy.
He makes it sound like that's something that definitely just happens. Like, that's a thing. Like like on Planet Vegeta, like, oh no, the child rolled out, and so now like the pre-genetic like drive to destroy planets is just gone. So we gotta get rid of that one. Like,
oh no, he lost his Saiyan instinct.
Yeah,
you gotta send him to the farm. That means there's a farm upstate where they send babies that are too nice, and they just like pick flowers all day and they're clueless.
There's a farm upstate. Oh my!
There's a farm upstate for Saiyan babies to just be nice all day.
Okay.
Well, I meant it literally, not like what you do with like a family, not like what you tell a family dog, unless they are Saiyans. So.
Man, speaking of Kakarot and speaking of Planet Vegeta, the Bardock DLC is actually really cool, and getting to like explore like Planet Vegeta, which it's a pretty tame version of it, but just you saying that, like going upstate, is making me think of being able to run around on Planet Vegeta in that Bardock DLC, which was very, very, very cool.
Speaking of Planet Vegeta, I did want to play that DLC. I feel like that would be a good video since we're connecting back to Kakarot, but. Planet Vegeta looked weird in this episode. Yes. I don't know if that was like an anime only thing, but or if it shows up like that again. But that is, how many iterations of Planet Vegeta are there?
Apparently, a lot. that looked like Saturn with two hoops.
It did look pretty sick though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would be okay. I would be okay if that was they should have had like the rings form a V for Planet Vegeta. That might be too cheesy.
Oh my gosh!
I like it.
Man, have the rings. King Vegeta's like sending his Saiyans out there to like literally move like particles flying around.
You think? I didn't mean like they did it cosmetically, like that was just a thing built in. But I do like the idea of them having to blast attacks to form the rings because the king likes it that way.
I mean, yeah, that would be actually more what ifs,
Hey, a lot of that. Okay, that one might be a little less battle intensive. But honestly,
that's a video as far as I'm concerned.
That is a video. That's a Raging Blast what if for sure. But other than that, I don't think there's anything too crazy. Again, Raditz is just very nice. I don't want to drum it up too much, but he makes no unreasonable demands. People ask questions, and he's nice to the Earthlings too. He definitely all things considered,
showed up and just like blasted them all away, and then said, Goku, come on, or Kakarot, come on.
There's not a lot of I don't know. Other Saiyans would have tore if literally when Vegeta and Nappa show up, they're going to destroy a healthy amount of the earth before they start talking and having fun. Raditz is just where's my brother at? I just want my brother. He's acting a little crazy right now, but I still want him to be my teammate, my subordinate. So I want him informed.
And then he tells us probably the reason why he's there, which I had an assumption during the episode. And I still have to imagine that's it. And maybe it gets revealed. I don't know. I don't remember. But he's like, there's 4 Saiyans remaining. Of course, those two
comically low,
Nappa and Vegeta, which we definitely disagree. I just don't believe that. Which, by the way,
comically low amount.
We end up having Tarble show up at one point too, Vegeta's brother that we never knew about. So that also proves that wrong if you want to count that. But anyways.
Well, and Broly and Paragus and the guy that Broly and Paragus shot and took their clothes. Technically, he died, but in a different way.
And again, I have to believe that there were more Saiyans off planet that did not return for the explosion. I just don't believe that. But
that's definitely their writing tool. They love bringing it this is another Saiyan that escaped. They love that writing tool.
But what do you think they needed Goku for? Especially first off, at this current time, episode 2, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz are leagues above Goku's capabilities.
Crazy amount.
It's absurd. So what is the thing? And I hope it reveals itself. Maybe they never even come back to this. But what is the thing you think they needed the 4th Saiyan for?
I don't know. Surely there's. I just can't see a world in which Goku would have made that big a difference. Maybe 4 Great Apes is better than 3, but I
guess if they were needing him to go Great Ape, sure. I guess, but that makes sense.
I just don't see any job right is I don't know. This job was too big for the 3 of us. But I remembered you. It's that's what's going to be your big game changer. I mean, I guess, but they should tell us what it is. I feel like. I want to know what that job is.
Yeah, me too. And another thing too, I'm sitting here thinking okay, so. Were they? I can't remember now, but were they working for Frieza at this point? Because they weren't, were they?
Yeah, they still are. They still are.
So they survived, and they're still working for Frieza. So that's very. It's very interesting. I'm trying to just remember all the ins and outs right now, just in the midst of this. If some of you watching is like, I can't believe Nano just had to ask that. But like, I'm just trying to remember like all the different ins and outs because I can't remember exactly, what happens whenever like, I just know. The whole, we're rewatching this for a reason. Like, there's a whole reason we're doing this is because I want to remember the intricacies of everything in between the like big moments, and that is specifically one of them. Is what did they need Kakarot for?
Yeah, and honestly, like, just you asking that and if they're working for Frieza, like, got me thinking. I don't remember when Vegeta finds out, like, if Frieza destroyed the planet or not, because they definitely didn't like Frieza. They still wanted to kill him, but I think Vegeta later gets more information that makes him want to kill him. And it's fine to talk about the future because, honestly, we've reached the end of the episode. I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about, but basically, after being very reasonable the whole time, Goku is just unreasonable and Raditz has to take Gohan. It was a light kidnapping situation.
Did you say
but they're
light?
related?
Did you just say light?
Again, it's light kidnapping because technically that's Gohan's uncle, like you said.
Well, I did. So it pretty much was the episode. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention too, and you said he was pretty chill until he asked Goku to kill 100 people. Like I still
listen. I'm gonna make an argument here. I still think for a Saiyan that's a pretty light ask. Like if I found my younger brother, hear me out. If I found my younger brother, I was like, hey, what's going on, dude? And he was living amongst a pile of ants in my eyes. I saw them as ants. I'd be like, you're crazy. Listen, stomp 5 of those ants and then I'll talk to you, bro. Because I got to know that he's still like human. Why is he hanging out with ants? That's probably what Raditz feels like.
Yeah, right? Like,
yeah. Like, I got to make sure that he's not like totally gone.
Man, okay. I guess when you put it that way, but in my head, I mean, I guess it
is 100 lives.
Yeah, like 100 is a lot. Like I'm picturing Goku having to go do like some cell level stuff, Like you're gonna...
He could probably rack it up pretty quick though.
Could he?
That's another.
Now.
Listen, I think most of the characters could when you take into account like they have beam attacks. Like Goku rides Nimbus. I don't even know if I want to. Goku rides Nimbus to like a highly populated area, jumps in the air, beam down. Like that's probably 100 right there.
Let's calm down, bro. I'm not trying to take off these platforms, man.
Bro, it's just a power scaling discussion, bro.
Yeah.
People. So what? I say that, and that's bad. But people say planet buster level like threat. That's fine. They're talking about destroying a whole planet. I think I'm in the right,
but I think your contextualization of it, like, and you're you're like planning it out for Goku is like maybe the difference here.
I guess I could see that. Maybe I shouldn't be drawing the red yarn for him. He's
gonna ride Nimbus down to 6th Street in West City, and then.
But what? But yes, I think all I was saying was he could. I think he could easily do it pretty fast, but maybe that's a power scaling discussion.
I mean, at this point, like the blasts that they do still take a while to charge up too, right? So surely citizens could try to run away.
I still remember, I think one of the biggest things that, like when people power scale, this is kind of an offbeat thing. Like I don't think they think about how fast the characters in Dragon Ball really are when they want to be. Because there is a scene in the Dragon Ball anime where I think it's Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien running. I don't know if I could find this, but they're running and they're having a casual conversation. They pass a normal human, and to the normal human, they look like a flicker of light. And that's like how fast these guys are.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Yeah.
So Raditz gave Goku a day. I'm saying maybe 3 hours, and Goku could probably do it. Even if it's just raw hands.
Oh, Jesus, brother. Boy. Oh my God. But yeah, you're definitely right. You probably could.
But Nano, you know what time it is now? Now that we've reached the end of the episode, I'm giving you one more chance. Anything else in the episode you want to talk about? Because now it's time for trivia, dude. It's time for my favorite section, the Dragon Ball Wiki trivia. Or do you want to do differences from the manga?
I think the last thing I'll say about this episode was that I again enjoyed it. I think that it is, and this is more so setting up for everyone's expectations of the future of how we do these. This is probably going to be the last one for a minute that we do as just a solo episode. I imagine the next couple of podcast episodes will have to recap multiple episodes because I don't know that they're like, even though a lot of this episode was, just Goku arriving to the island and then Raditz arriving to the island. And then a lot of apparently I love this word right now, but contextualization for, they basically made it to where we don't ever have to watch Dragon Ball. They caught us up on that. So we can just start with Z,
They did great job on that.
And it was just a lot of lore building to make sense as to why Raditz was there and why what was going on with Goku and all of that. And did they ever? They definitely said Saiyans, right? You're a Saiyan. They definitely said that. Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah. No, Raditz explains all that.
But crap, where was I going with this? Oh, and so I think like there was still a lot that happened in this episode that was very, very interesting. A very light, actiony episode, as I didn't expect a ton. I expected maybe a little more. We didn't talk about Krillin getting folded. We actually didn't mention Krillin getting folded.
We didn't. The wiki does list that as a battle, but he basically just tells Raditz to shoot, which is why he's my goat. Bro was not afraid. And then he got tail whipped.
Was your goat?
No, that's what I'm saying. Krillin was the goat. He walked up and said, "Shoot, get out of here."
Oh,
like, that was pretty Chad. That was pretty a Chad move, and which I don't know why he did that. They sensed death before. I definitely wouldn't have done that, but he's brave. He got body for it. It's listed as one of the 2 battles of the episode. So good job on Krillin.
But so what I was pretty much all this encapsulating with is that I think right now this is the last like fairly monumental episode. I hope I'm proven wrong until we're in the thick of like Piccolo Goku v Raditz. I think. Yep.
That's going to be a good time.
So trivia.
Speaking of which. No, let me start with differences from the manga because there's only 2 slight ones here. So all the flashback stuff with Grandpa Gohan, obviously that's a little anime filler. That's just different. So that's barely even counting as one. And the second one was Krillin asking Goku what's he gonna wish for. I feel like that's a good character moment, but that's it. No cool differences from the manga here. Weak section. I'm ready for trivia.
Hang on, wait. Speaking of character like moments, because we talked about this a lot in episode 1 with Gohan and sort of the foreshadowing, but. A little foreshadowing here that we didn't mention was Krillin throwing out the skipping rock, and then Goku just throws a thing that doesn't skip at all.
You're right. That is true. Master Roshi specifically states, like, I thought Goku would be weaker now that he settled down, but he's shown to be stronger with the stone toss.
Stunned at that too. Like they
completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So I think that was a pretty. Which I mean, we don't need any foreshadow. Like Goku is him. Like
yeah, he is. But I'm glad you brought that up.
Like it is still
they do want you to know that Goku is not weak. He is in his prime.
So that was a pretty good moment that I think we forgot to bring up there. Okay, trivia. Let's go. Let's see what you got for me.
Okay, so here we go. We've got a couple pieces of trivia that I think are really interesting. Number 1, I think this one's cool because it's about my goat, but when Krillin senses Raditz's approach, that's the first time he demonstrates the ability to sense ki.
Oh.
That is Krillin's first time using that feat.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay.
I know. And here we have, website's getting on Dragon Ball's ass. When Raditz is speaking to Goku and the gang, he makes a reference to the history of Planet Vegeta, saying 3 years ago, our planet was destroyed by meteorites. But assuming Goku grew up as fast as a human, this is incorrect. More rather, was 30 years. Damn. And that was never corrected. Wow.
Oh.
It's basically, this one trivia point is calling out all of their timeline. It's saying it's all wrong.
That is actually hang on, that's a crazy mishap. 3 versus 30 is not just like, a few years. That's huge. I didn't really think about the fact that he said just 3 years ago.
I didn't think about it either, but the website's getting on their ass.
So I know DBS Broly does some like retcon stuff, but as far as we knew, he still definitely did leave like pretty much as the planet was being destroyed, right? Like damn near, or no?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
They reference it in the Cooler movies, which I know the movies are not a good reference at all, but they do reference it there for sure. And then of course the Bardock TV special. I don't know. I feel like that was and I guess obviously the manga too, but that's crazy. 3 years. Interesting. Versus 30.
Yeah.
So wait. So Goku.
I would say that's a huge. I don't know. That's what the website. I don't want to end up on Dragon Ball Wiki shit list, and they take timelines very seriously. So I don't know, but 3 years is definitely wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. There's no shot. I think 30 sounds right, but man, I'm trying to get like Goku if he's 30 here. They're portraying him as young, dude. This man looks
he is youthful.
Yeah, he doesn't look a day over like 20 in this episode. To me, like as an anime character, like I don't know, he just looks young.
Speaking of being wrong, by the way, speaking of just being wrong, In the beginning, the narrator is explaining what happened in the previous episode. We both know that. It was a pretty long expo. He says that Piccolo was the first to meet Mattis face to face, but that's not true. It was Farmer with a shotgun.
Oh.
Another incorrect statement. And Dragon Ball Wiki once again booms him. Not even going to let him slide with that one.
I mean, to be fair, I get what they were going for there.
I do too. That's the first character of note.
Dude,
like the first character of note.
when they were making this show, like the dub, 30 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever, there's no way they could have imagined that people would rally behind a character that was on screen for less than 120 seconds the way that they have.
They love that character.
Yeah, they do.
So I don't really agree with Dragon Ball Wiki. I think the narrator was just saying of note, first one we care about. But if you want to play technicalities, Dragon Ball Wiki, go ahead, get on their ass. I'm not going to blame you. I guess the last one I really want to talk about here, and this one's funny because it definitely made us both raise an eyebrow. But in the Japanese version, when Gohan states he wants to be a scholar, which is consistent with what we know now, like in the English version, like obviously in Dragon Ball Superhero, he's a scholar.
Yeah.
And just everything, he's basically just generic scholar, whatever that means, however he makes money. But in the English dub, what did he want to be, Nano? He wanted to be an orthopedist. I don't know why they chose that, but I guess because orthopedist is like anybody watching that as a kid would just say like, oh, that's like a smart guy job.
I mean, I guess as someone with a 5-year-old, by the way, he doesn't even know what an orthopedist is. Of course,
no shot Gohan should know what that is.
Of course, maybe someone's like, well, that's just because you're not raising him right. And Gohan was being raised by Chi-Chi, and she was doing it by the books. And so he knew what an orthopedist was, and he could have told you every, I don't know.
Okay, but my counterpoint to them would be your kid, Nano, probably hasn't been lost in the woods and fallen off 2 cliffs. So I think you're doing better than them.
You are absolutely correct. Let's hope that it stays that way.
I would hope so.
Man.
But that's about it for trivia. That's the only ones I really care about.
Okay.
But most of the trivia section was taken up by them just, again, relentlessly bullying them for getting the timeline wrong. And I agree. Get their ass.
Dude, that is all. So maybe I should start reading the manga as we do these two. Maybe I should just.
I might do that as well, just to see the differences myself. But again, it takes care of that. So all that's left is a review of what we think. But you kind of got into that a little. You liked the episode. You just didn't give it your number score.
Yeah, I think I gave last week's a pretty high score. I think I'll tame it down just a little bit on this one. Exactly.
I agree. It
was a good episode. I definitely think that, as I mentioned last episode, that we were in for some rough times. So I think I will probably be looking back at this with like what did they say, like rose tinted glasses or whatever, because I'll be like, take me back to that episode just for like a time or two, But I think I'll give it a 7.
I agree. I think all the same points you are. I will say 6. I'll drop it down one more.
One beneath me, huh? You gotta make me be the one standing out. Like,
I always gotta look like the harsher version. But I was gonna say 6 regardless.
We good cop, bad cop in the podcast listeners right now. Like,
pretty much, yeah.
Oh yeah, Nano, that guy, he gives too high ratings. Yeah, Doto's the more realistic one. Got it. Okay.
Doto keeps it real. Nano's got his head in the clouds.
Damn, bro, you're really trying to win them all over already. They ain't even listening.
Hey, look, next episode, I'll rate first so that you get to decide.
Okay,
we should bounce back and forth.
Yeah. Next episode, we might have to be a little harsh too. I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering things so wrong, and we're gonna get into the next episode and be like, damn.
And it's gonna be the greatest episode of all time.
That was a bomb ass episode.
It might be. I think that's when Piccolo and Goku fighting Raditz happens way faster than you're giving it credit for.
Does it?
Yeah, I think it's gonna start next episode. I think they get together. Like this is when they duo.
Do you think it's that fast?
I literally think right now, if I have to guess from what I remember, I think Piccolo is literally behind Master Roshi's house right now. Like he was hiding there.
I'll keep it 100 with you guys. And that's why this is why you got to stay tapped in and got to be here for these. I don't remember nearly anything that happens between now and the Raditz fight.
And then you don't?
After that, and obviously I played Kakarot, but Kakarot is like almost a Kai. It's not Kai, but it's also not so in depth, because like they need to keep the pacing high because you're playing a video game. I say that there are some moments that aren't very high pacing, but like even with playing that, it's still not a good breakdown of where the episodes are going to go. And to give, I don't know if I said this out loud earlier, but to give everyone listening some context here to this, the Saiyan Saga in totality with Raditz, Vegeta, Nappa, everything is only 35 episodes. And I say only 35 episodes, but I feel like there's a lot that needs to happen between now and the next 33 episodes. Am I wrong? Like, I feel like they're actually, it's a lot. That's
why I'm saying, I think the Raditz stuff is like a blitz. Like, the Raditz stuff is going to be like, boom, 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 boom. And then it slows down for training.
And then it's like boring fest with Gohan training. Is that what?
Yeah, I think so. But it's not even just Gohan. Like, the 3 Earthlings also train, or 4 Earthlings. Yeah, 4 Earthlings train too.
Oh, they do. We just don't really get to see that in Kakarot, huh? Because we're just playing.
No, but we will get to see some of it in the anime. I hope. I remember liking that stuff because those are my favorite characters. But we'll have to see. Also, I don't think I explained, but I get my scale, and I'm down to be harsher. I see it as, I want everybody to know that I see 5 as like the actual average. If something's just average, it's 5. I'm giving this a 6 because it still has Raditz. It introduces all the characters. But if you ask me honestly, at the end of the show, am I going to say like, yeah, I want to come back and watch episode 2 reunions? I'm not going to say it. So it's going to be a 6. It's better than average, but
that's okay.
I ain't coming back to watch it.
I guess if you're doing it that way, I gave it a 7 because I felt like that was like a C. Like to me, 7 was average, but maybe we should talk about the scale a little more, and I can adjust based on that. I still stand by my 2 points, but I can adjust. Like if you're thinking like a 5 is more of like the actual average, then
we could also just be different. I just see 5 as the average.
Got it. Okay. I saw 7 is like a good, this was like well, okay. That's, you know what? Never mind. That's a lie because I definitely was trying to go 7 because I felt like it was a little above average. So never mind. I'm already coming back on my, listen, what, listen, it is what it is. It's key moments, stay tapped in.
Key moments. You got to stay tapped in because it's only getting better from here or potentially worse. Depends on how good the episodes are. We finding our footing.
Yeah, no,
we got a nice little jingle, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too, Doto. That's on you, man. I took the whole to get our branding. It's Doto's like,
it's my job to find the jingle. So if you guys aren't hearing a jingle as this outro is starting up now, then that means I have failed. There should be a little catchy jingle in the background.
Damn.
Any words as we jingle out?
I am so excited to see where this goes.
Me too. Stay tuned for key moments. And enjoy the jingle. Bye.